they made the plays that we weren't able to make. And I thought there were some bright spots on our end. I thought we played with a lot more passion and energy on defense. I thought our defense got better as the game went on. Some guys stepped up and made some plays. And just offensively, we were not able to really to make any of the plays we needed to make to have a chance to win the game. So I thought it showed a tremendous resolve by the defensive kids to just give us even a chance at the end to go down and even have a chance to win, and disappointed we couldn't get a first down. So obviously, like anything else, we have a lot of work to do. We have to become a good football team. You know, before you can even think about winning, you have to play winning football, and to have to call timeouts because of substitution issues, to have as many penalties as we did. You know, I think we had the ball in the red zone a couple times and couldn't score. That's just not winning football. And so that is, as always, goes back on me, and we'll get it corrected. You know, we wanted to make sure we were a team with a lot more energy tonight than we were last week. I thought we saw that in some areas, but went from being a team with six penalties to getting back to be 10. And that was one of our goals, not to be a highly penalized team. So I know you guys will have a ton of questions. There's a lot that we have to do. I don't think anyone played really well tonight, and we'll get back to work. So, but I'll see what questions you have.
Matt, does your team believe in Anu Solomon?
You know, I don't know that. I went over and challenged him at one point in the game, and they were rallied around him. So, you know, I think so. I mean, I think the way that they fight for him and practice for him. I think I think it's the second week in a row that our size on the offensive line shows up a little bit when it matters. But you know, I think all of us had to have played better in that game. And, you know, we just certainly didn't help out Anu. And I don't know that Anu played a great game either.
Did you ever think about making a change at quarterback? Because unlike last week when he played better, this was like watching grass grow, right? It just seemed like you struggled from the beginning.
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of confidence in Zach, and so the thought I had a lot of positions cross my mind tonight about getting other people in, and but you know, that wasn't the time or place, and we'll go back and watch the tape and see what we see, and you know, I look at things as sort of a overall picture. You know, I wasn't pleased with that. We need to start catching the football better, and we need to protect. I mean, you know, it takes sacks in 2 minutes. I mean, it's just at the end of the game. It's, you know, we're in gap protection, 7-man protections. I mean, we're literally like over-protecting and still not able to protect our quarterback. So that was one of the things we were afraid we were going to have to battle with, and we better get a lot better quickly as we start to face some really good teams coming down the stretch.
Matt, John Warner, Waco Trib, they had the ball for about 38 minutes. I mean, how big was that?
Oh, yeah, well, I think that's the kind of team they are. They're kind of a ground and pound, physical team. You know, some defensive penalties hurt us at times where I thought we were going to stop them and get off the field, and a key defensive penalty here or there was not good into extended drives. I thought really the key was the drive at the end of the first half. You know, I think they went whatever it was, 6-7 minutes, and kind of methodically made a ton of plays. But I thought we got better in the fourth quarter. I thought we got better in the second half. And I thought the guys got stronger as the game went on. You can really see the light going on for a couple guys. Like Clay Johnson's a guy that stood out to me. Eric Ogre's a guy that got in the game and had a sack. You know, Blake Lynch, Harrison Hand, obviously our pass protection was a lot better. Our pass, you know, defense was a lot better. But, yeah, you know, and that was really a function also of the offense. You know, whereas last week the defense couldn't get off the field, the offense wasn't very good. I think they were 7 of 16 on third down, and we were 2 of 11. So, I mean, you can kind of just stop talking after that. If you don't win third down, you don't really have a chance to win in college football.
Correct, Smoke, ESPN Central Texas. That's 2 weeks in a row with third downs have been a big bugaboo for you guys. And it doesn't really seem to matter the distance either. It could be third and short or third and long, and teams seem to be successful. How do you go about it? I mean, what do you do as far as that goes?
Let me look at everything. I mean, challenge the play callers and the guys drawing up the plays, challenge the players. You know, just really, I mean, go back and look at everything. We did that last week. I mean, we did third down every day this week, and I thought we had a really good plan. And you know, but obviously wasn't good enough. You know, I'm not one of those guys who says positive things all the time. So, you know, fourth down, went for it on 4th and 2, and thought we had a great play for a touchdown, and weren't able to convert that. So you just go back to work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's really nothing you can do. I mean, other than just keep going back to work and telling them everyone looks and sees what they can do better, and, you know, challenge everything and say, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? And are we asking our kids to do things they can't do? And then from there, you kind of from there, I think you can make some improvements. So we'll just keep doing that.
Matt Roberts, Fox 44. Do you think maybe there's any sense of pressing with the team, trying to maybe get back that game last week and this one tonight?
Well, I will say that I got the sense last week that this was a team that, like, the minute something bad's happened, they kind of were like, oh, here we go again, something bad's going to happen. And so we tried really to correct that this week and have them be a team that, so I told them, if anybody can handle adversity, it's this group of kids. I mean, they've been dealing with adversity for a while now, and so I wanted them to see adversity as an opportunity. And that part of the game I was pleased with. Their emotional reaction, their ability to sort of stay on task. I was proud of that part of the game. But you also have to execute. You're not going to win if you have 10 penalties. You're not going to win if you're calling timeouts because guys, there's too many guys in the field. That's just bad football. I don't care if we're playing 24 freshmen. Bad football is bad football. We're not going to play bad football. If we're not big enough, if we're not good enough, so be it. We will be eventually, but we're not going to play bad football. And we played too much bad football tonight. And where does that come from? That comes from sometimes from panic. It could come from unfocused, but that was a focused team. I mean, they might just be pressing too much. So I told them we're going to go play one more non-conference game. We're going to get on the road and go stay in a hotel together and go back to work and grind and learn from this tape and go play a really good Duke team that looks like they're lights out this year in terms of their offense and see if we can get better and keep moving forward.
Suzanne Halliburton with Austin American State. The best play seemed to be when you really wasn't a ton of north-south. Was that by design, or was that something UTSA was just taking away from?
Well, I think, we had a bunch of opportunities where we ran by him, and we just couldn't quite connect. I mean, I think if you go, I was looking at things in terms of 5, 6, 7 plays, if 4, 5, 6 of those plays, we catch the football, or we throw the ball to the proper spot. I'm not putting it on any one person. We have some big plays, and so we tried to do that. I think a little sense of panic set in the fourth quarter of, hey, we got to go make a big play. But anything that was running across the field, anytime we handled those speed sweeps off, we had good plays. And so, nothing was good enough tonight. Obviously I wasn't good enough. None of us were good enough. So you got to keep grinding. And I have to go back and watch everything to sort of see why things didn't work the way that they worked when they didn't work. And we're trying to get Platt the ball because we know how special he is, and just connect on one or two of those deep balls in the first half, and that's a different game.
David Smoke, ESPN Central Texas. For someone that preaches physicality, how much did that drive at the end of the first half and the 38 minutes? How much does that wear at you?
I will say this. I really believe this. Watching on the field, I thought our D-line dominated at times. It was really more because of some of the quarterback runs and all that stuff. We were pressuring. And there was a lot of guys pressuring that were, just kind of going where they weren't supposed to go and just trying to go make a play instead of, fullback comes at me, I'm supposed to go underneath him, I go underneath him. And that's a level of discipline that we have not attained yet. Sometimes you don't attain that until you go through games like this and guys say, okay, coach, I understand why. But when we lined up, I thought we were way better this week in terms of our D-line getting vertical. I think we had a couple sacks. I think you saw Michael Johnson, Bravian in the backfield a couple times. And so that was a point of emphasis this week, was being the more physical team. The 38 minutes, that to me was about third downs. It wasn't like, hey, we just couldn't stop the run or anything like that. Though, they did have a lot of yards rushing. Please don't mistake me for that. But the runs that they had were the quarterback. Really, when it came down to lining up and handing the football off. The thing I don't like, I'm just being completely honest, is when they're dragging us for 3, 4, 5, 6 yards and we're hanging on there and we're not ripping the ball out, we're not coming in, we're not striking guys, and so that will get better. I think Tootie brought a physical presence. Davion Hall brought a physical presence out there. It was nice to have him out there. Henry, until he kind of got cramped up, had a physical presence. So I think our defensive secondary will get better and better as the weeks go on.
Did you game plan at all thinking he would run like that?
Yeah, that's what they've done. We thought that they were in way more spread out people than they had been in the past, but we thought that might happen. So we had a better feel kind of for this. We tried to take away most of the explosives. Blake Lynch made a big play down the sideline. Really, defensively, if you look at it, just defensive penalties hurt us. You had that pass interference that led to that last score, and so if you can get the ball out just a few more times. The defense still hasn't gotten a turnover yet. We got one on special teams, but I think we'll start getting more turnovers as we get more and more physical. We run, we strike. I think we'll start getting the ball out a little bit more.
Terry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider. Matt, you talked about Davion. You got several other DBs back, guys that had been out. How much of an impact or lift did those guys make, particularly Davion?
Well, I thought Davion, again, was physical in the run game and, went from giving up, whatever that was last week, 400 yards rushing, passing to 155, which is a good number. And, we still had other opportunities, some third down conversions where we could have made a play on the ball and we didn't. So I think they got better. They will continue to get better. Blake Lynch is another week in. Jamison back, he played a little bit. He'll get better. Graylink will come back in a couple weeks. So I think our secondary, took a step this week, and they need to take another step next week.
How many more freshmen did you play today?
We played Tamarcus Davis.
Yeah.
We played James Lynch.
Rob played on Stalin.
Rob Stalin played. Gavin Holmes played. Gavin Holmes started. So, I think we started, 4 guys. It was their first start on offense. So, I'm not hearing you say all that. None of that's an excuse. I'm saying, that is not good enough out there. That's not good enough. If they're just that much better, so be it. But to beat ourselves. But again, I do always find the positives as well. And I was pleased to see some guys fighting in the fourth quarter, which I didn't feel last week. And if we have that, we'll have a good team at some point.
When you were down there, obviously you got to score twice. But when you're down at the 3, did you think about going ahead and trying to score the TD, or just get
my heart, my gut, my emotions, everything wanted to, but that's the smart football play, was to kick the field goal. We had 2 timeouts. They gave us something by throwing the ball away on first down. We get the ball back with 2:30 with a chance to win the game. So we didn't win the game, but that we had a chance to, and so that to me was the smart play. If I could go back, the 4th and 2. I would do it again. I mean, we've kind of called a wide delay, and Jason Clements was standing over there within 100 yards, getting some pressure or whatever in the quarterback's face. He wasn't able to get it there. So, I told the team we were going to be aggressive. We were going to go for a 4th down. That's the one thing that they need to feel for me is we're going to go for it. We're going to try to do different things. But I think the smart play at the end of the game was at the end of the day, we've had the ball twice at the end of the game with a chance to go win or tie the game, and so. As Coach Paterno used to say, you need to make one more play here, one more play there, and you win those games. So we'll find a way to get that done.
Do you feel this team has the mindset of having the proper sense of urgency? Because you have found yourselves in almost identical situations with an opportunity, but maybe had it started a little bit earlier, then you wouldn't be in that position.
I think I feel their sense of urgency. I think I feel them almost too urgent at times, just pressing. I'm sitting there in the game, and I'm talking to Terrence Williams in the game, right? And he's sitting there like they just got to calm. It's just like you see some of those older guys, and that we'll get Terrence back here in a couple of weeks, and he'll have a different outlook, I think, than a couple of the young kids. But I just think I think they're pressing a little bit. I think they're not really expecting something great to happen right now, and. We've had 2 dogfights come down to the wire. We haven't been able to win it, but shoot, that's football. And so, as I told them in there, they will at some point stand there and they'll be talking about games like this. They'll be saying, hey, this is where our team was built. I just don't want it to be. I don't want to give up on Tootie and Taylor and all these great seniors we have that are out there fighting. And so we're going to keep fighting for the older guys. We're going to keep fighting for the seniors. But we are going to learn from, these tough, heartbreaking losses. And these are tough, heartbreaking losses. I think we all know that. But I don't know how else you build a team. I just don't want to coach front runners. And last week, we thought we was going to be easy, and it wasn't. This week, I was just proud that we didn't act like front runners this week. I wish could we've done it sooner, but we did have drives. We had the ball down the 12-yard line off a bad snap and on runs, and we get a holding call. So it's just stop beating ourselves and stop being our own worst enemy. And when you're a coach, who do you put that on? You always put that on yourself. And so I have to continue to push those guys forward from that mentality before we can have a ton of success.
Do you beat yourself up? Do you lose any confidence in this process that you're trying to
Not at all. I mean, I don't want to make excuses, but I didn't come here because I thought this was going to be a really easy job. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come here saying to myself well, this will be fun. This will be easy. I came here saying, this is going to be epic. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be a process. And, You shouldn't have to go out there and play 14 freshmen. I shouldn't be playing a freshman center, but we are, and I'm proud to do it. As I told the kids in there, I love these kids. These kids are warriors, and I stand and fight with them. But I really believe God put me here, not so things like this didn't happen. I believe God put me here because things like this were going to happen. And these kids, as I told them, I said, you guys told me you want a staff that wasn't going to quit on you. I will not quit on you. Now, don't you quit on me, but I will not quit on you. But my process is the same process that we won a national championship with at Penn State. My process is the same process I watched from Tom Coughlin. My process worked at Temple. My process will work with these kids. And when I say my process, it's just working hard, growing kids up, stop making mistakes. We just aren't really doing the process at a high enough level yet. And we will. But no, there's not going to be, you're not going to see any like flinching from me because we knew things were going to happen. To be sitting there saying to myself, you told me before the year, like, hey, Terrence and Jamichael are going to be out. I looked at you like, oh, are you serious? But you know what? I love watching Lovett play. And I was proud to see Treston Ebner out there. And I know there's going to be a day where we're going to walk out there and Jamichael, Terrence, Ebner, Lovett are all going to be standing out there and people are going to be in trouble. And so that's the positive outlook that I bring to the team. And that's what the outlook I want them to have. This is we signed up for this, and that's why I have such affection for the seniors, for Taylor Young and those guys, because they could have just graduated and gone somewhere else, and they chose to stay here and do something really hard. And they chose to stay here and fight to move Baylor forward, and that's why I tell you I'm upset that we're 0-2. I just couldn't be more upset. But I'm proud to walk off the field. And you hear the Baylor fans and them telling the kids, "Hey, we love you, we believe in you." I mean, it's such pride that they have in their team. And these kids are going out there and they're laying it on the line. And so I'll do a better job. They'll do a better job. We'll become a good football team sooner than later. And these kids will be, when we're a good football team, these kids that are out there crying in the locker room right now, they'll be tough to beat because they will have gone through this process. And, champions have to sometimes get kicked so they learn how to get back up. And so that's why I came here. I came here because I knew it was going to be hard. And I knew these kids needed a coach that believed in them, that was going to fight for them. And they fought for me tonight, so I'm proud of them. And I'll come back next week ready to go.
Still seems like sometimes Blake Lynch gets picked on just a little bit just because of the inexperience, but without having seen the film, obviously, what did you notice maybe tonight at times where he's improving and also some things he still needs to work on?
Yeah, I think there was one down the sideline made the play. I think the game starts to run together for me in terms of the people, right? But made a play on the ball, had a couple comebacks, where they pushed him down the field, and then came back and caught the ball, right? So, but stayed on top of everything, kept from giving up a big play. Went after him on third down and he got the OPI on their guy, the offensive pass interference. So I just think it's experience. You're not talking about a guy that played corner in high school and played receiver and then moved back to corner. I mean, this is really his first time playing corner. And so it's just, I think, reps. I think Francis is doing an amazing job with him. Taking Jordan, who's never started before, Harrison, who's a freshman, and Blake Lynch. And so I think Blake will get a lot better as we just continue to move forward and bridge that gap until Grayling gets back.
All right.
Thank you very much, guys.